This is FanSpeak, a weekly live show where the fans of comics and its community are our guests. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the show. Today is FanSpeak, and we're going to be talking to guests we have here today, a writer today. That's pretty interesting. We do get a lot of artists on here, but we've pretty much touched every part of the comic book industry so far, except for a publisher. So we're going to have to get on that and get ourselves a publisher in here, and maybe Peter Cimenti or something like that. But we're talking to another writer today, which is good because we speak to two little writers, in my opinion. But nevertheless, we'll get to that in a moment. Please keep in mind that we have all our links down below. Of course, the main one being to our FanSpeak page on Facebook. We'd love to have you guys all come over and be a part of that. And as you can see, for those of you who are part of it, it is growing and growing, and we get a lot of people putting in content. Matter of fact, today, a couple of the news stories we're going to be covering later are actually from some of our members on FanSpeak, so that's really cool. That's something that Denali usually deals with, but he's having himself a bit of a family emergency, so I'm glad to see other people step up to that, and that's a lot of fun. Other links we have down below, of course, are my contact numbers for Twitter and Facebook, and those are there if you want to be here on this show. We'd love to have you. This is FanSpeak after all, and we have many shows throughout the week. Of course, on Sunday we have our comics that we like, and where we discuss the books we're reading and having fun. So we want to be positive, happy on that day because, well, the news tends to be news. But
I like to call a booster talks about Daredevil show.
Yeah, well, that's
because
true.
Yeah.
Daredevil's great though. Sometimes, unless Mark Waid is doing it,
is.
I don't care for it.
And yeah, we don't. I don't think Mark Waid ever wrote Daredevil, Chester.
In my mind, he has. Okay. So.
No, I don't think Mark Waid has written a single issue of Daredevil.
Okay,
and
so
all of Daredevil has been fantastic. Yeah.
I see. So this is your delusion coming in. Okay, I understand. I
don't have no idea what you're talking about.
Well, I mean, I'm not
knocking
on him particularly. He has some good stuff, but that Daredevil run, ooh, boy. Anyway, but of course that's our Sunday show, and of course on Tuesday we do Bugbear's Basement, where we do we're more eclectic, and recently we've been playing board games, huh, Thundera? And Thundera loves the board games. He's a big
yeah.
I am here. Yes, we have.
We have, yeah. Last week we did Lords of Waterdeep, which is a really good.
We should definitely play that again. That was a lot of fun.
It is. Like I said, it's my favorite board game.
I could only keep the energy up.
It's exhausting because you have an IQ of 7. the people with normal functioning brains enjoy it.
Shut your whole mouth! It took like 2 hours. I could only keep up my LARPing voice for like half of it. Right?
Jeez.
And I almost beat you, sort of. Shut your whole mouth.
Sort of. Yeah, well, I guess stamina might come into play. Of course, there are some board games that take about 8 hours to play. But we won't do one of those.
Yeah, freaking Monopoly.
No, well, Monopoly is a whole nother issue. And that's I think by doing the board games on Bugbear's Basement, one of the things I would like to happen is for people to see that board games are actually a lot of fun. It's because in my opinion, Monopoly kind of hurts board games because it's kind of stale and boring, but there are so many cool board games to play these days. It's just this explosion that came out. And basically what happened, just to give you a quick history, is in the early 90s, a board game called Catan, or Settlers of Catan, came over from Germany.
Oh, yes.
And when that game came over, it showed the Westerners, us Americans, that hey, there's more to board gaming than Monopoly. And that explosion just started working, and we're sitting in a golden age right now. And actually, my wife and I were talking yesterday. Here in Japan, we have a big explosion of board game cafes that are going on. Hey, baby, how many board game cafes you say are in Japan now? 300, she says. 300. The news was actually talking about it. That's pretty cool. But yeah, that's what we do on Bugbear's Basement. And of course, we have our fan edition of Dorn Recorded on Thursday nights at 10 p.m. So We got a lot of stuff going on over here, and we have our normal comics news. But today, as usual, we're going to be talking to a professional and getting their insight in how they became a professional and what they're working on. So I've talked to the Booster and I've talked to the Thundaro. We're also joined by an artist here from Argos Creations. This is Bill. Bill is also a member of the Tales from Beyond the Gate group, and he is working on a
Bill.
project with me called Manticore, which is pretty cool. So how you doing, Bill?
Good, good. Hi, everybody. So I've been invited to come on FanSpeak for a little while now, and I finally was able to work it in. So with Denali gone, the wise one's not here, so I'll try and fill in, but I might only get to be a wise ass, and that's about all I can give you.
So you're going to be Bill the llama?
So Bill, maybe not a llama, maybe more like a
initiate.
Oh, initiate. Yeah, definitely not a llama. Maybe more like an apostle.
All right, well, we'll
go
with that then.
Water. I'll be the water boy. Something of that nature.
God. All right. Yeah, just come over here to chat real quick and welcome everybody who's come in here. I see Pixels over there and moderating the chat. Thank you very much, sir. We got Liam in here. We got Joshua. We got Paul. Trish's sidekick. A lot of familiar faces. Love that you guys come back every day and support us. Thank you very much. Oh, Booster. Beowulf is here.
Oh, Beowulf.
And he says aloha.
With the manly voice.
The manly
aloha, Beowulf. See, I can do manly voice too.
It's not working.
The testosterone in his voice puts us all to shame. It's disgusting.
It does. Yeah. It intimidates me. All of a sudden, I'm like, I'm a little boy. Please don't hurt me.
We also had Dennis Parak in here. Hello. We got Oscar Fair Tosspot. Hello, he says. And hello to you, of course. We have I Jordan. Oh, your countryman is in here, Booster. Yeah, okay, fine.
Is that the New Zealand salute?
I think so. I think that's how they greet each other. Vomitous greetings. Vomitous greetings to you. So yeah, that's disgusting. All right. Anyway, thank you all for coming in, and let's get right to it, guys, and let's go over here and say hello to our guests. Now, this is Wes. Hello, Wes.
Hey, how you guys doing?
Oh, we're doing awesome, man. So you are joining us today on last minute notice, by the way. We do appreciate that very much. We were supposed to have Sweens in here with us today, but Sweens canceled because of reasons. So thank you very much for coming in.
He's sick of us.
Sure. Yeah, I was just sitting around trying to hack my kids' weed, so I didn't have much going on.
All righty then. All right. Now, let me go ahead and, well, we'll get to that in a minute. Let's first just get to know you. Now, Wes, you are a writer, and you do have an Indiegogo going on right now. But let's talk about how you became a writer. Is this your first endeavor into writing a comic book, or is this something you've been hacking at for a while?
Well, it's sort of something I did. Well, pretty much since I was a kid, I always wanted to write a comic. I kind of grew up on like the Azrael Batman, Judge Dredd stuff that was going on back then, and all the weird crossovers. So yeah, basically, I started writing this book when I was 9, and then I completed a version of it back in like 2005, and it didn't go over too well. But I was like 20 years old, and in retrospect, it was lacking, some soul. So it was like this weird spiritual book about like street ballers and like this, I don't know, this sort of this urban drama thing. It was really weird. Yeah, so I kind of overhauled that exact book and just completely flipped it over and like just turned it into what it is now, which is Good Land.
Now, how did you do that? What is Good Land? Tell us about it.
Good Land is about. It's inspired by whistleblowers. So it's about this adware developer who basically reaches the pinnacle of success, and when he reaches that pinnacle of success, he doesn't like what he sees as far as the culture around him and the elite culture, and he's sort of. Now he gets to a point where he basically knows too much, about everything that goes on in society and everything that lies beneath what we perceive as reality. So he enters like a crossroads where he has to decide, okay, am I going to whistleblow everybody I know and even people that finance me, or am I going to continue to live this life of luxury while humanity suffers, and most of them without even knowing that they're suffering? So it's a very deep plot. It's something that I was inspired by during some of the things that came to light between the election of 2016 and now.
Hmm.
Um, so I kind of latched onto a certain whistleblower, um, and kind of used his background to shape the main character. And then basically, while this main character is going through this, his life is sort of unraveling. You witness how the world reacts through various other characters. So it's kind of like a pulp apocalyptic. Um, so yeah, it's pretty deep. There's a lot of thought put into it. There's just a slew of characters, and everything you see has more than one meaning. So it's pretty cool. I'm pretty proud of it. I've gotten some positive feedback, but I'm not the loudest guy on social media. I don't even have a Facebook. So basically, I'm trying to drive this whole thing through Twitter, and anybody who might want to retweet something on my behalf. So that's kind of where I'm at right now.
Well, we're looking at your page right now, and of course, we know from we've talked to many, many creators on Indiegogo, and what we know is for sure is you have to build up a foundation of support, and you have to build up a community. This is definitely true. Um, I
Yep.
am looking here, and of course, as you have said, you are the writer, but I'm looking at this
Yep.
art, and it's pretty good actually. Who's your writer? I mean, your artist. Sorry.
My artist is Glauco Silva. He's not from the States. He's from overseas. Um, very talented, very talented. But all of our correspondence is done via email. I found him on DeviantArt, and yeah, he's been great. So he's an unknown like me.
Oh well.
So you won't see him on anything else. Yeah,
Well, that
Um,
that is what Indiegogo is for. These crowdfunders are to
yeah.
introduce the unknown. That is for sure. And I'm glad you're
Right.
sitting here with us today and reaching out. I am
Oh
looking at
yeah.
the page, and we do like to give suggestions on Indiegogo pages and stuff. And I like a lot of what I'm seeing. Actually, it looks pretty good. And I'll get the input from everybody else here as well. But one thing I noticed right offhand. Is that you have these nice art shots up here top at the top where we can scroll through, which is cool, right? And you got
Yeah.
this top one here. You got your little video. But what I would suggest is taking this art and also putting it down below so we can see it in a bigger format. You know what I mean?
Okay. Sure. Yeah.
Yeah. But because I can see the art, but it's so small, it's hard to really make out very clearly, right? But it looks good though. Uh, what do you
Yeah.
think,
Yeah.
Thundero? Here, you there,
I
Thundero?
actually agree with you. Yeah. Yeah, I'm here. I'm here. I actually agree with you. I just misclicked. I was talking to nothing. I actually agree with you. I think you should move that art down. We want to. Art is what sells. Art will sell your book faster than anything. So if
That's
you're
right.
trying to sell a book, we need to see the art, a lot of it,
Mhm.
not too much of it, but a lot of it.
Yeah. No, because I
Okay.
think I think it looks good, and I don't think you should take it off of here. Leave it where it is. It's fine where it is. We're just saying that take the
Sure.
art and also put it down below, right? Yeah,
Yep.
because we really want a good look, and you got to keep in mind that creating your video and having a video is good. You know, you should do that. But understand that most people won't watch your video, right? It's just the way
Okay.
it is, you know. So having the, I mean, it's just, and that's not opinion. That's actually been statistically worked out over in Kickstarter.
Mhm.
Right.
You
Yeah,
know, but
and
you
you have
should
quite
make
a
one
few
anyway.
preview images in the thumbnails to click on, right? If you have this all under the overview in order as something of a preview, that would work out beautifully, I reckon.
Yeah, I think so.
Sure.
Yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
But other than that, I
Okay.
kind of like what he's got going on here. This page, your featured is nice. You got your $25, which is pretty much standard here for the graphic novels on Indiegogo. So that's nice. You got your digital perk. You have just the book perk and the executive order. Ooh, what's this one? Here's an executive order that will really get Chuck and Nancy fired up. includes one copy of Good Land design. Good Land. That's nice.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
There you go. You got this is like the 25 printed copies for the stores. Nice.
The mother of all
Yeah.
bombs. I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mother of all bombs. Yeah. All right. Cool. Cool. A little bit of politic, and it sounds like your book is does have some politic in it. Now, I'm assuming, as we always say, the rule of writing is that the politic is happening to your characters. The character is not preaching the politic to you. Is this true?
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
Awesome.
Oh, this is very true. Yep. Yep. It's all it. You and in fact, you won't even. It doesn't lean either way. You're not gonna. Don't even try to. You'll see that in the first issue. Don't even try to figure out, because I'm not trying to preach to anybody. It's just about a whistleblower story, and it speaks for itself.
Yeah, well, that is the way it's done, right? And that's kind of what we've been saying to a
Yep.
lot of the people who are giving their more left-leaning opinions, which are fine. You can give your political
Right.
opinion in a book. Just quit preaching to me. Just have it happen into the character, and then I can make my own assessment, right? Now, Pixel Trader
Or
has been,
expect us not to buy it.
yeah, well,
You can say all you want, but don't expect us to buy it.
this is true. Pixel Trader is making a very good point over on Indicron. He has much bigger images of this art, so let's go over to there. And thank you very much, Pixel, so we can see these larger. That's a good idea. All right, here we go. Now we can see the art. All right. All right. Now there's no supernatural in this story. It sounds like, right?
I don't want to answer that question.
You don't want to answer that question.
Oh.
Ooh, that's an answer in
Oh,
itself.
these sound like the kind of juicy details that could make some sales.
It's not there yet, but it's leading up to something pretty big.
Oh, look at
The first story arc lasts four issues, though, but it can go on forever.
Of course, yeah. So so you're doing kind of a 0 issue, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
That's an intense page right there.
That is a
You
good
got-
page, man.
Mm-hmm.
And this is really nice little feature that Pixel has here on his Indicron. As you guys know, Pixel has been improving Indicron and adding to it. And now he has creator pages and campaign pages, which has all this nice stuff set up. And you see how you can just click on it and you scroll through it. It's very handy. Very good, Pixel. Good job.
Yeah,
Good job.
Indicron's been great. Indicron's been great.
All right, and it's nice too because you have a little bit of text in there. And
Yep.
That gives us an opportunity to.
Yeah, I don't mind you reading that first 5 pages. That's what that is. It's pages 1 through 5.
That is pretty
So
standard. So.
Yep.
But no. But the thing is, as we just said with the art, we can't read that text because it's too small. So just definitely move that down to the page. But yeah, given some pages that have text that we can read and get a feel for the writing, I think is important. I think your art is definitely eye-catching, so that's a really positive thing. And of course, keep in mind over here, chat. We'd love to hear your feedback. You have any opinions or anything that you want to give to us, please let us know. And I guess there's a question about trading cards here in the community, the Indiegogo revival that's going on. There seems to be a lot of trading cards going on. Are you planning on doing that?
Yeah, but it's for this first stretch goal, which I don't know if we're gonna make that mark. I got 33 days left, and I'm only 2%. 2% to my fixed goal, so I don't know if we'll get quite that far.
Now you did go with a little bit higher fixed goal than a normal unknown would go. Why did you decide? Why did you decide for that $10,000?
Well, yeah, because even with the $10,000 goal, I'm gonna take a hit. The art costed quite a bit, and
I see.
I don't know if I'll be able to justify. I won't be able to basically make sure that the next issue gets out in a timely fashion if I don't make that goal.
I see.
So, I mean, I'm fully prepared. I'm prepared for whatever happens, basically. So, but I really want to do my best and push this thing and see if I can get there, obviously.
Well, being on shows like this and going to the others in the community are a way to do it. Of course,
Yep.
being on Indicron is also helpful, but just keep pushing, pushing, pushing. I mean, these next 33 days, you should be crazy busy. I mean, like
Yep.
begging for sleep busy type of thing, you know.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Just keep hacking at it, man, because you know for sure the art is definitely eye catching, and that's good, and that's something we can't say about every Indigo we look at, huh, Booster?
Yeah, that's true enough. Not to be disrespectful, but yeah, some of it's a bit
Rough.
amateurish. But
Yeah, man.
yeah,
Yeah, I did put a lot of time in the visuals and all the graphics on the
but
Indiegogo page
Mhm.
to try to make everybody aware that it's a high quality product. But
I
I do
really
love,
like the art style.
what's
Yeah.
that?
I really like the art style. I think it's quite excellent.
Oh yeah, yeah. Thank you.
Well, and I like the story. It's very intriguing. There isn't really a lot of that heavy drama in there. It's kind of like a spy thriller, and yet it's not. I mean, but it is really a contemporary topic, so it's pretty interesting.
Yeah, and even though I didn't put the artwork in the body of the page, the video kind of plays out like one of those old PBS animated book kind of specials, and it plays out each panel with sound effects and everything. So it's a pretty sweet video if if you get a chance to take a look.
Well, definitely, we have the link here. I think we dropped it. I know we have the Indicron link, so you can get to it from there. Yeah, just go through Indicron. That link is sitting right there. Pixel Traders put it in the chat. Go check this page out. It looks interesting, and let's continue looking at these perks a little bit here. Now, Thundero, you are a lover of comic books. What are you thinking here, man?
I like it actually. The art style actually reminds me of I'm trying to think of what the name of it is. It kind of reminds me of like GTA art that they when they put out the games, they always have their very artful like loading screens and stuff. It looks very similar to that, which is good because it's great. It's a great art style for that. And I really like it. So I think he as long as we need to see more of it, like we were saying, but that'll sell the book. He just has to get it in front of people. I think it's
True.
really good. I like the idea. I like the story from the synopsis. Sounds good. So I think he's got something here.
No, I agree. I agree. I do have a question though, because this is coming up again, and I've seen it over the past few days. It's probably because I don't spend any time on Twitter because I have sense. But nevertheless, Beowulf says, "Sure, the art's nice, but does it have a cat variant? What's this whole cat thing going on? What's this cat meme, dude?"
Who knows? People are weird and gross.
But no, there's an
I for
actual
one
meme.
like the idea of a cat variant.
Well, yeah,
This is the first I heard of it.
Okay, no one knows. But I've been hearing that popping
No,
around.
sorry.
So.
My global recommendation is always the same: delete Twitter and never use it again.
Yes, Twitter's horrible. It's good as like a direct messaging thing, it's like a quick email in my opinion, but otherwise, boy, it gets bad.
Yeah, just leave your links out and then leave it alone. Twitter is a shithole.
It is. Thanks. Ding ding, by the way. You're lucky Denali's not here. He does keep a track of how much you owe, by the way.
I think that was worth a ding. Surely that was worth a ding.
All right, fine. You have to choose how you spend your money, I guess. Kate Blonde says, "Good for you, man. Stay off the Twitter." Yeah, no, absolutely, dude. It's so toxic. I don't know why people spend their time on that, but I do know there is another meme that's going around that I do understand, and it's the "learn to code" meme. Because I remember when the press was, they were talking about all those poor miners in Pennsylvania, I think it was, that were losing their jobs, and they were like, "Well, they could just go learn to code or something." It was just so disrespectful and hatefulness. So I get how
they absolutely hate their own medicine. They cannot stand it.
Yeah, I get that one. But
we know internet journalists are freaking hacks.
Oh, they're very
Always
much
have
so,
been.
dude. Yeah. I do see this $75 perk here, and it says "A Moment of Clarity" pack. Haha. There's a T-shirt here, of course, which T-shirts are nice. And who are you getting your T-shirt made from? Made through? Excuse me.
I think it's Underground T-shirts. It's local to my state.
Oh,
so Yeah.
That's a nice little thing. A few of us here are actually a member of the Tales from the Beyond the Gate project. It's going to be launching on Valentine's Day next week,
Uh-huh.
and we're looking at a T-shirt as well. But
Oh, okay.
yeah, it's a nice thing, a nice perk to have. Nice perk to have.
Yeah,
People
yeah,
like them
definitely.
T-shirts. Let's go down here, and we have the $100 perk, and it says the future proves past. And it says 1998 called. They want their street ballers for God storyline back. I said F you and hung up. Now they're for sale. Receive signed copies of Good Land #1 and Children of Dust one shot, covered by Kenneth Roquefort, DC Top Cow artist, I'm assuming. Art
Yeah,
by
yeah,
Matt
he's the cover
Withers.
artist.
Okay, cool. Only
Yeah,
5 available.
that's the book I was telling you about from 2005.
Sure.
I still have some copies left, so getting rid of those.
Well, 2 people have actually bought those, so.
Yeah, curiosity. That'll get you. You know.
It will, I guess, yeah. But no, I like the way the page is set up. Other than that, bringing that art down, I think it looks good. Anybody have any other suggestions here for Wes? Well, I guess it's
No,
covered then.
honestly, that's the biggest criticism I would have. Really, is just we need to see more of it. It's a great art style.
Yep.
I think it'll sell. We just gotta see it.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Well, I've already said mine, and that's just to have all those images in the overview. That's going to be very helpful.
Okay, yeah, I'm
Because-
gonna do that immediately after
Because
this.
you got to worry about some of this information. Like, some people might not be interested in this, but stretch goals are always nice to see what people are getting themselves into, assuming you get to those stretch goals. But yeah, just be careful about having too much information in your overview, right? Just too many words that people might just skim through. People want to see the comic.
Sure.
You know, it speaks for it. Quality work like this, that artwork's beautiful. It speaks for itself, man.
Okay.
Oscar Fair Tosspot has a comment here for you from the chat. He says that this campaign will be hard without a social media push. Yeah, well, I mean, that's what he's doing right now. He's starting that because, you know, YouTube is kind of a social media. But tell us, what are you doing for the social media? We know that with art projects like, you know, Indiegogo and comic books and stuff, Instagram is really good. But what are you doing for social media advertisement right now?
I had a free PDF giveaway on my Twitter account. So
What's
I
your
was
Twitter?
doing that at Remorseful CEO.
At Remorseful CEO.
Yeah. I can type it into the chat here too.
I'll go ahead and do that, and we'll make sure
I
it goes
found it.
through. Mr. is on it.
Oh, and Pixel's already on it himself. I'm gonna post the link anyway because I found it myself, Pixel. So I'm posting it too. Screw you.
Well, dude, it's kind of hard to out internet Pixel, dude. I mean, you do
Yeah.
realize what you're dealing with, right?
It's kind of his thing.
It is. I mean,
Okay, Booster beat me to it.
I was actually doing a stream and trying to. He wanted to see something, trying to show something, and he got frustrated with me because, you know, I'm a boomer. So he just basically hacked in and took over. All right, that's what you're dealing with. And he did
my
it like
God.
in seconds too. He's terrifying. Do not upset the Pixel Trader. Don't do it.
I'm sorry, Pixel. I didn't mean those rude things I said.
It's funny. All right, so now what you're telling us is this is your first project then.
Yeah. Being like a fully grown adult, yeah.
I see. Well, no, it's good to you're never too old. I mean, here I am. I'm almost 50 years old, and I'm getting into being part of a comic book with a bunch of other people, so it's a little more comfortable, you know, because I'm surrounded by actual talent, actual pros, people who have experience. But yeah, you're never too old to try, and it's a lot of fun, the process, but it is a little bit hair losing, I think. You know, some hair.
It's kind of for me personally, it's been a lot easier writing when you've been through some things, and you can kind of write I don't know. It's just if you've been through some stuff, you can kind of capture that mood. If you're writing something that has dark elements to it or whatever. So
Yeah, no, and now, being a writer, myself, I usually write things that are more, textbook friendly, historical things and such like that. But
sure.
I do enjoy the like a tabletop RPG writing, and of course, I'm doing this project right here, which I hope people really like. I'm putting my best foot forward. But as a writer. What do you prefer? What is your favorite genre? Now, I know you put this one out, but I mean, do you prefer writing horror or sci-fi or what have you?
I like apocalyptics, but I always feel like they get cheap on explaining how you got there or willing to show how they got to that point where they always like to skip ahead. For me, this book kind of was me kind of going through the whole entire process from start to finish and being able to show people, okay, how does the world evolve? Where did it start? And not getting cheap and showing everything in the whole transformation. Because that's something that always disappoints me with apocalyptics is, they skip to the fun stuff, but there's a lot of fun in the other stuff too. I like to show every character you'll see in the first 4 issues it's gonna change dramatically, but I want you to earn it, and but you're still gonna be wrapped up in the story that's happening in our reality right now because it is based in present day. The first story.
I see.
Uh,
So,
that's,
but
that's my philosophy, anyways.
well, it sounds like you have a plan though, which is a good thing. So
Yeah, yeah.
now you're writing this comic book here, but do you write other things? Are you what is your writing experience? Credentials, I guess, would be the way to put it.
I'm writing also. I have a stand-up comedy routine with a puppet who does it's a puppet that does like actual stand-up on stage. But basically, it's something like you've seen before, but not in the context of the puppet is quote unquote woke, and basically, so everything he's telling you is like from I guess what a mainstream person would say is a conspiracy theorist. So his reality is different.
Brilliant.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I got a couple videos on my YouTube channel. One of them is a rap video. It's sort of a promo for what I want him to be. I'm trying to do basically like a whole fake stand-up tour. Like from city to city, blah blah blah. Right now, he has one pilot episode from my hometown, Milwaukee, and so there's a full episode of him. It's about 13 minutes long. It's him doing stand up in front of a crowd, and it's really I enjoy it. Then the rap video actually went kind of viral, but he has his own Twitter account, so you wouldn't know it's even me. And his Twitter feed has 3,000 more followers than mine does. So there's this fake puppet with this pretty decent following out there, and I'm getting all the scraps. It's kind of funny.
Now, you mentioned YouTube. Would you like to
Yeah.
throw that up and see who's
Yeah,
quicker
let me
fixer
throw that link.
or booster?
Yeah, I'll throw the link on there. Let's see here.
So, does anybody here have any other comic book or writing related questions for Wes?
I do have one more comment to make.
Hmm.
So we were kind of talking about fantastical elements earlier, and he kind of got a bit like, "Ooh, I don't want to say anything about that." And yeah, I was very curious about that now, and I think that kind of piquing people's curiosity like that. You don't have to give a definitive answer, right? But if you can give end one of your previews with an image that relates to fantastical elements, I think that's something that could really reel people in. I think that's something that could go from a on the fence to a sell. I really do, because that kind of piquing people's
Okay,
like
I
that.
can give you a little something.
Ooh.
It'll relate to that first 5-page intro.
Mhm.
What you're actually seeing isn't really what you think you're seeing. I mean, it literally is happening, but
Hmm.
there's something happening with the chick that justifies what's happening there.
I see.
And so there's a supernatural element happening there. There's plenty of it
So there's a
gets
supernatural.
very
There's like a supernatural element to her getting her head blown out. Is that?
yeah to what's happening with her exactly, and then to what's happening with her up to that point. Because sort of what you see in the intro, she sort of walks into the elevator. Now let me drop this link in here real quick. Um,
See,
she
the reason I
walks.
say this is because I found that a lot of people that we talk to are very afraid to give spoilers. But I don't know if this is like a conclusive study or something. But there was something said about trailers that had, movie trailers, right, that contained spoilers that drew in bigger audiences, right? Because you notice how trailers these days tend to be very spoiler heavy. Apparently, that's what people need to see to move them to theaters, right?
Yeah, it's
Right.
that draw to find out how that happened. Why does that?
Yeah, exactly.
That's exciting. What happened there? Why? Bring me.
Mhm.
That's the draw. It's that curiosity.
Yeah,
Right.
that is true.
Yeah. So yeah, in that intro, when she's walking in the elevator, she's really normal. You know, she's everything she's doing is very normal up until the point she gets onto the same floor as the guy in the hotel room, and then you see her like completely change into something else, and now she's knocking down a door and just like completely hysterical.
Ooh.
So
See,
there's like, I'm sorry, go ahead.
See, this is the stuff that's getting me interested. I'm thinking, oh, what's happening? What's going on?
Yeah, yeah. So
Right. Yeah.
I want to know.
she's like a supernatural, incredibly violent character. What's
That's
going
good
on?
stuff.
Yeah. So she's basically she's like a, I don't know if you ever heard of MK Ultra or whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah, CIA project.
She's
Yeah,
a celebrity mistress basically, and she has gone through the MK Ultra, programming, and she's not exactly human anymore. Like nothing she does is, and she's actually threatening his life, where it looks like he's actually, like he actually looks like a bad guy in that scene. I
yeah.
actually,
He looks kind of dastardly. I mean, she looks beautiful. She looks really nice. She looks like she's
right,
begging, and he's just put a gun in her mouth and blew her head off. I didn't realize that she was
she's actually the
a
bad guy
psychopath.
in that
Yeah,
scene. Yeah, yeah. But I mean, so there's going to be, and there's a lot of that going on throughout the series where you'll think you're seeing something, or you'll even be maybe like somewhat attached to a character, thinking that okay, this is a really cool protagonist that I can sort of relate to, and I'm feeling his thing, whatever. And then I'll flip the script on you a little bit, but not to a point where you're going to get pissed off and throw the book across the room.
That's good. That's good stuff.
But I don't want I don't want it to be predictive, basically. So
Yep, fair enough.
Yeah, and one thing I like about that scene that we're talking about right here, with the art is, in her face, her emotion is pulled off, of course, in the mouth and the eyes, but underneath the eyes, he has these little bit of shadowing, just these little bit of lines that adds depth to that emotion. It's really well done. I like it. But
yeah, they did a really good job.
yeah. Now, I have been parked on the main page on this because I got to ask a question. Feeling beta, Phil Alpha, Tony Fratello's TX1000, Red Talk 1120. Please. I
He's
see
very alpha.
the silhouette here is taken straight out of the page, which we were just looking at.
Right, yeah.
But it kind of looks like he couldn't get it up. Let's just be straightforward about
Right, yeah. Okay, you caught on, so that worked out.
So what's
that's my
the deal?
that's my Alex Jones. That's one of the characters in the book. Sort of a play on Alex Jones.
Oh, okay.
So
nice.
yeah.
But this is actually offering ad space for the book. Is that what you're doing here?
Yeah, I have one free page of ad space. So yeah, that's just a little offer there in case anybody was interested.
Okay. And you got posters and stickers and yeah, cool, dude. You got a lot of stuff
Yeah.
you're working on. And the page is well laid out. Just make those adjustments we had mentioned about the art, I think, mainly. Let him see
Yeah.
it. Let him read it. But
Sure.
it's also nice that the guys sitting here asking you about what are the interesting supernatural elements, because just for someone like me, just me personally, I usually don't read just straightforward crime drama comic books. For me, it's got to have some kind of supernatural in it, or I'm not interested, just personally.
Yeah.
And I
Oh
mean,
yeah, I'm
how
with you
many
on that.
people are
Yeah.
like that, So if you have the supernatural or some kind of psycho
Mm,
supernatural type
push
of
that.
thing, you should push it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mm.
Okay. Okay.
Just for me, for
Yeah, that
the
changes the.
yeah,
But
go
I'm
ahead.
I
not
was
saying
just
give away all your secrets, though. You
No.
understand that, right?
no.
Right.
It would,
Yeah. I was sort of hoping that with that 5-page intro, if you read it, you would see that there's more. There's definitely something off. Like you're not seeing a straightforward, situation there. So, but I know that's not going to give away because there's definitely huge supernatural things going to happen in this book.
Oh,
So
sweet.
you're not going to get that, and you're not going to get that from what I give you on here. I can see that.
Yeah, so maybe over here, let's for instance, your little tag up here, whistleblowing ain't easy. Okay, fine. Let's come down to the overview, and it says an adware developer is exiled after rising through the ranks of the elite and making enemies with a dark entity. Okay, boom, right there. Entity is letting us know something's going on right there. Meanwhile, the better part
Yeah.
of society carries on unconcerned and all consumed while the media distracts from another conspiracy theory. Dun, dun, dun. Yeah, see, okay, so you got a little
Yep.
touch of it right there. Awesome. Should have read that
Yeah.
first,
but maybe,
Booster.
well, maybe you add
Nobody
it.
wants to read.
You're going too far down to catch. I mean, it looks like just a crime book from the first, right at the top of the page. So whistleblowing ain't easy. ... Especially when Satan's trying to kill you.
Or
Something
that.
like
Yeah,
that.
Sure,
yeah,
sure,
yeah,
sure. Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
There you
Yeah.
go.
Okay. I got you.
See, Bill's the man. That was awesome, dude.
Mhm.
So and
Yeah.
that's when you're changing it. You change the whole dynamic of because everyone just
Oh,
looks at that screen first and makes a decision right there if they're going to scroll down or not. So
Okay. Yeah.
when you have a supernatural element, which is what the general American comics, all comics, but supernatural really sells the best. It sells better than a plain old story or even a crime story. Not that this story is a plain old story, but it looks like it's more of a spy thriller, conspiracy theory kind of thing. If you want
Right.
the supernatural element, is a huge plot device in your storyline.
Mhm.
You got to pitch
Sure.
that, and that's going to drag people into it because that's what most people want to see. They want something more fantastical, more
Right.
more surreal and unrealistic that they can get into.
That's very true.
Okay. Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks for the tip.
Oh, no problem. And do realize that your campaign is ongoing. You can make adjustments to the page. You can add art. You can add sections. You can add perks. You can do all kind of stuff. So during the project, as it's going on, you should definitely add stuff, and it keeps the excitement up as it's going along. Oh, here's something new. Something's coming. Something's coming. Unfortunately,
Right.
Indiegogo is much cheaper for the creators than Kickstarter, and it has its other benefits, particularly because you're not going to be judged. Indiegogo's pretty much let anything go on it. But Kickstarter
Yeah,
has
this couldn't go on Kickstarter.
no
Not
way.
with the Trump imagery. No.
No. But well, unless you're being mean to Trump, and then they'll pay
Oh
you to
yeah,
come
of
on.
course, of course.
But
Yeah.
but no, Kickstarter
Well, and
has
that's
other features though that Indiegogo doesn't have that's very useful. One of them is you can actually do live streaming on the page
Oh
and
yeah.
and
Okay.
have people come and join you. And I really wish Indiegogo would get it together and get that stuff up there because that's really useful to keep the buzz and the excitement going on, especially during the middle low parts of a campaign. But yeah, just keep at it, keep adding stuff, keep trying to keep the excitement up, keep going on shows, just keep doing it, dude, because
Sure.
it sounds interesting. And like we said, the art looks really good, dude, and that's something
Yeah.
that's
Thank you.
important. So.
Yep. For sure. For sure. All right. Well, thanks a lot.
Oh, no problem.
I might head out of here
Oh, no problem.
if you guys don't have anything else for me.
Any last questions for Wes here, guys?
That's all I've got. Thank you very much for coming.
Thanks a lot for the opportunity and
absolutely.
having me on.
All right, no
Sure.
problem,
Especially
dude.
last minute. Thanks a lot. Actually, that's really
No,
really
Yeah,
was
that's
no
helpful.
cool of you, dude. And of
I
course, this
really
is
love to look at this project. It looks
Thanks.
awesome.
It does.
Yeah.
Of course, everybody,
Yeah.
this is Wes Climbers. This is Wes Climbers, and his book is Goodland #1. Go check out. The links are over here in the chat, and if you like it, please support it. And we're always looking to support good work over here and keep this indie revival rolling, man. So thank you very much for
All
joining
right.
us, Wes. We really do appreciate you coming in the last minute and everything, and it's good too because hey, I like the look of the book, man. So awesome.
Yeah. Thank you. Thanks a lot, guys. Appreciate it.
All right, man. Thank you.
Yep. Take care.
All right, let me come back over here real quick into the Hangouts, and yeah, so that was
Oh,
fun.
thank God he's gone. We can say mean things about him now.
Oh, we could, yeah, we could.
Oh.
Yeah, I guess the chairman has been chatting with us in Facebook, and I'm not wanted to come on and give his address, but I think he's being a little bit angsty today. Is that what it was? That the word?
I think so. He's just like, don't wanna,
Don't wanna. Nah, he's
don't like anything.
no, I think he's just mad about something. But it is interesting how in this industry there's always some nonsense going on every day. Every day there's got to be some kind of nonsense, right?
Keeps life interesting.
I guess, man.
I think I'm now conditioned to where like I'd be bored if there wasn't some kind of nonsense going on. If there wasn't something to get my adrenaline rushing just a little bit to get peeved off about. I might start getting depressed.
That's not a good position to be in.
Well,
I'm becoming an emotional adrenaline junkie now, I think.
Oh no, that's not good. So let me help that emotional adrenaline right here.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah. Oh, it gets better.
Oh,
kitty.
Oh, kitty with a kitty cat and a
Kitty
some
cat.
eyes. My goodness.
That is
What's going on here?
That's too suggestive. That's way too suggestive.
It's
my God, that is
exactly correctly suggestive. What are you talking about?
So what's the article about? Are they
I
offended by this?
I don't care, dude. This is what I like. Okay.
Stanley Artgerm is amazing.
Hitler would be proud.
What?
DC Comics
Next.
DC Comics critics Art Germ Supergirl variant cover to Amanda Connor. Well, thank you, Amanda. But this sounds like as if they shouldn't be. Let's check the article out real quick. It's a really short one. In the most recent issue of Supergirl number 26, which hit comic book shelves on January 26, DC Comics credited Stanley Art Germ Lau's variant cover to Amanda Connor. Oh, they made a mistake. You see Art Germ's variant below, as well as the title page credited to variant cover to Amanda Connor. So okay, they made a mistake.
Good to be Amanda Connor's.
And here is the title page where DC Comics clearly gives credit to Amanda Connor for a variant cover. Oh, I see.
Whoops.
Yeah, that I can't deal with that. That thing's a ongoing issue with these. I probably could do like this maybe. But it's still going to come in. There we go. And I can get rid of it now. Okay. All right. All right. So, more. All right.
Oh my God.
Wait a minute.
So he has an Instagram, you say?
Is this Supergirl Done, a special one for New York Comic Con just for fun? Dude, that's not just for fun. That is inspired, sir. Okay.
Is that just the New York Comic Con special?
Whoa.
Maybe, yeah. And here's 2011, 2017. Since 6 years since he did the last Supergirl fan art. Actually, the new one's is more anime-esque, but it's a lot better. His skill has improved greatly.
Oh yeah,
and it's less revealing. Actually, there's no stomach here, but this one is sexier than that one, though. The new one.
Yeah. I think it's her smile in her eyes.
Well, it's also just better drawn.
And her come hither look. Well, I think I'm falling in love with it.
It's beautiful,
just to
dude.
Get it away before I try to marry it. My God.
Now, I noticed they mentioned Ringo in that article. Mike Ringo. What are they still hammering about that in every article now?
Maybe I kind of had. Let me see where you saw that. Disney did originally solicit cover.
Lower.
Error. Argami shared his image. Okay. Supergirl had artist change time. Let's see here. DC Comics isn't the only publisher making editorial mistakes.
Look right there.
Yep.
Right there.
All right. Marvel Comics recently. Oh, go ahead. You read it.
Okay. Next paragraph down. Artist credit recently became quite the controversy when Injustice God Among Us Lone Star creator Mike S. Miller repurposed a cover breakdown drawn by the late Mike Wieringo that was originally used for the 1996 cover of the sensational Spider-Man number 18. What does all this have to do with Supergirl cover?
Nothing. Nothing.
What a slap. There's a little dig.
Yeah, they
Any
gotta
chance
dig.
you get.
Constantly need to dig. That's the way it is. And whether you like what Mike did or not, I mean, it was an extremely successful troll, that's for sure. Especially with him
It
already
was.
burning a copy of it, and he just being salty as hell, right? But I thought it was funny, but not everybody did. This is a gorgeous, gorgeous piece, though, sir. I have to say. So this isn't
Yeah,
the
they should
article. Yeah, go ahead.
they should let him do all variant covers from now.
From now
No.
on, yes,
Mhm.
yes,
They
absolutely.
probably couldn't afford that. I'd imagine this guy can afford to get some pay. You know what I'm saying?
They can afford it.
Well, they better.
It is
We
gorgeous
know
piece.
Marvel can't.
And I guess the
I'm-
article is okay, interesting too. I didn't really care about that. I just saw the art, and that's why I clicked on it. I could care less what the story's about. But it's just another mistake. And of course, this is from John F. Trent, as usual.
Yeah, it's interesting how the whole title is about Amanda Connor and Art Germ, but Trent's got to throw Mike under the bus as often as possible.
Oh yeah, no, and it gets deeper with Mike. We have another story to go to right now about that. But just one last look, guys. One last look.
I would very much like to see this gentleman draw Power Girl. Very much.
Absolutely.
Very much, yes.
I am going to Google that.
Yeah, check out his Instagram, folks.
You gotta Google it. Yeah. So this article basically is just about DC
Oh,
making a
He did
mistake.
that one.
He
Yes,
is
he did.
talented. This artist, yeah, Jordan, you're right, man. I have that Supergirl. Dave says, "Sweet man." Stanley's art makes me feel better. It does make you feel. That's why I went to it straight away. Make everybody feel better. Okay. It is
There you go,
unfortunate
Mr.
they didn't
Fattar.
get it right, but is this the one I want to go to next? Yeah. Here we go. Speaking of
Dave,
Mike Miller,
Dave said he got that. Oh, wait. I was just going to say, Dave said he got that just because it has Streaky on it. And I can understand that, and because it has two members of the Legion of Superheroes. You don't see them on comics very often. That's why I would buy it.
Streaky's the cat.
Streaky the cat is a member of the Legion of Super Pets.
Now that I really want to
Whoa.
understand the thinking process behind naming a cat Streaky. Anyway, Dave Johnson attempts to troll Mike S. Miller with sexually charged Lodestar sketch. Sexually charged? Huh? Really? Let's check it out. Okay.
Let's.
Okay. I don't see any sexually charged in this. Where's my sexually charged in this? They promised it, Booster. I don't see it. I don't see it. Okay.
Where's the sex?
I don't know, dude. I don't see it. Someone lied to us. Okay, I guess
think
we're
we
gonna
went past
read
it.
it then. God.
Wait. I believe the implication here is that he drew Lone Star looking like his head looking like a penis.
Oh, did he? Okay, well, we'll get to that.
If I am correct with this context.
Now, this is the Ringo thing going on again, and it's still going at Mike, and this is from Spencer Bakuli. And he's talking about what has happened. It isn't necessarily him throwing accusations here, which led to Miller seemingly burning the new Lone Star cover. One of those criticizing Miller was 100 Bullets and the Flash cover artist Dave Johnson. I do like 100 Bullets. You guys ever read that?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good
Yeah,
book,
I like
man.
I have not.
Oh, I never
Dave
have.
Johnson. Dave
I'm,
Johnson was a really good artist, too.
Yeah, he is.
I'm very cautious with that writer. I can't remember his damn name.
Azzarello?
Yeah, freaking Azarella. I can't stand him.
Well,
He's everything Batman related he has touched, he's ruined.
yeah, Miller's right. They just want to talk about Miller, you're right? And I. Jordan also adds here that it is Lodestar, hard on of the hero. Okay, sweet. All right.
I actually think that's kind of funny.
It is kind of funny. In
Yeah.
response,
I'm sorry if I find a SJW joke funny. Do I have to give myself lashings for that?
possibly. Um,
Yeah.
in response to a fan inquiry if Johnson had blown the situation out of proportion due to Miller's public association with the Comicsgate movement, Johnson explained that he was only criticizing Miller for his actions and not his associations. Dave Johnson here is this is a tweet. We know how much we love them. Taking a dead man Spider-Man thumbnail and drawing your character over it, then signing his name to it is about as low as someone can go. Seriously. Mhm. I thought it was funny.
Seriously.
Yeah, okay. What did you guys think about this whole thing, Mike? Did it tick you
So,
off or
well, hang on a second. So he's equating drawing, doing what he just said, to raping children. I don't. What? That doesn't even make sense. That's a ridiculous level of an attempt at a dig at somebody. It's just moronic.
where do you see that? I see taking a dead man Spider-Man thumbnail, drawing character or signing his name to is about as low as someone can go. Oh, I see.
What's the
Saying as
lowest?
low as someone can go. Oh, I see. Okay, okay, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's as bad as genocide. It's as bad as
Hitler.
dropping a
Come on
bomb
now.
on.
It's Hitler.
As low.
It is Hitler.
That's
As low as you can go, lads.
Mhm.
We're playing limbo, and he's
That's
at
a
the
pretty,
lowest.
That's a
Yeah, but-
pretty high bottom there.
Yeah, let's.
I mean,
let's
even
take-
Hitler didn't do this, Chester.
Okay, fine, but let's take a step back. I mean, seriously, did what Mike is what Mike did? Did it piss you off? Did
Not
it
really.
anger you in any way? I mean, seriously.
I'm deeply apathetic about it, to be honest. On either way, I'm not going to hardcore defend him, but I'm not going to try saying it's just wrong. I don't care.
Yeah, I'm kind of the
Same
same
here.
as you, but I kind of get
It's like-
the outrage a little bit though, because it is weird thing.
Dude,
It's just
yeah.
odd thing to do. Why would you take
Mm.
a sketch from someone else, which would sell for money, especially because he's passed away, right? You would take something like that and then just draw over it. It does seem odd to me, an odd thing to do. I mean, it's his thing. You do anything you want with it, and I'm kind of done with it. But it does strike me odd. What do you think, Thunder?
Yeah, it's weird. I don't really understand what the motivation was behind it. I think my biggest complaint about the actual art part is the Lone Star character costume's terrible. But that's something for another day.
You think so?
Oh, it's horrible. It's the most boring thing I've ever seen in my life. It's a jacket and a shirt.
I think it's pretty cool.
I kind of like it myself.
He actually has another version that he's shown before that I guess supposedly Lone Star's going to use later that's actually looks like a superhero outfit, and it's a million times better. But the one that he's been, promoting is just oof.
Huh.
Now, there are 2 points here in the chat that I think are interesting. One, I Jordan says, I think Mike should have asked the family before he posted his ideas. Okay, that's fair enough. Beowulf says, however, that it was barely a layout, like a super rough sketch. See, I didn't see him do this live. I didn't see the original pick. So if it was literally just some rough little thing that he decided to finish and make into something, well, I guess that is different, huh? But Pixel says it was a bad idea. Well, there you go.
I'm
Beowulf
just
can-
zooming in on this save booster gold. I'm sorry, but I can't help but feel like this guy means to save booster gold from me.
Probably. I think we should all agree with that.
You should
Beowulf says,
definitely take that 100% personal.
there are full pictures on eBay going for less than $50. This thing Miller drew on was likely something that most folks would have thrown away. Oh, okay, that adds a layer to it. That's for sure. But I think he did something that probably he shouldn't have done, and it just gave his enemies opportunities to dive on, and that's what they do. They pile on, right? Adam
No,
AF.
they wait.
Oh, look,
They
Adam
wait.
is AF. What does that mean? Can you help me?
Adam as F word. I guess he's extremely Adam. I don't know.
Modern lingo. But he's a booster guy
Hmm.
too.
Another-
Who's a better booster guy, him or you?
Probably me.
Okay. Excuse me, Mr.
I think one way to
Devil
look
Pig.
at this.
What? Go ahead.
Does he have a custom?
Go ahead.
Does he have a custom Kiwi avatar? I think not.
I think not. You're right. Of course, Dave Johnson at DevilPig666, which wonderful, just wonderful, Mr. Johnson.
Very edgy. Yeah.
Excuse me,
High
Mr.
ground.
Devil Pig, but could you probably be blowing this out of proportion because Abacus is #Comicsgate? That's a fair question. He
Yeah,
replies,
it
he
is. It
says,
is.
"If I was, then surely nobody would have agreed with me. But as you can see, this is not the case. But I stand by my assertions that it was a super shitty thing to do."
Assertion.
Thank you. Assertions, yes, yes.
English teacher.
Well,
In
what did I say?
seriousness, though, besides my
He said
jab,
hesitations.
Well,
in
that's probably
seriousness,
because that's
besides
what
my
he should
jab
have
at
said.
Monster,
So maybe I just read it correctly, sir.
Oh,
All right.
my apologies, Mr. English teacher. Mr. English teacher, man.
Damn. See, you know,
One point
I
of
should have
view,
said. I should have told you, guy, man, I work in a pit crew for NASCAR, and then it would have you guys would have never picked on me for that.
I think one point of view that hasn't really looked at it is like, it could be, this is a friend of Mike's or was a friend of Mike's, and he found it. And he's like, oh, cool. Here's something I can do. Work on something that I'll never get to do again. There's kind of an emotional tie a little bit where it's like, that's my buddy. I want to draw on it. There's nothing wrong with that. And there's nothing wrong with in my opinion, why not? And then again, look at the next point in the article, Jack Kirby pencils. Eric Larson drew over Jack Kirby pencils. People have drawn over Wally Wood. People have drawn over a lot of different artists who've passed away and they found their work. It never was a big deal to anyone else.
Yeah,
it became
no.
blown out of proportion, and a bunch of Sally slappers get upset about it, and it got silly. I mean, there's nothing to this. This is a nothing burger. This is dumb.
I agree with you, but I do think that Eric Larson should be Sally slapped for drawing over anything Kirby did. He's God.
Yes, Kirby is the man.
Anyway,
can you guys hear me?
yeah, we hear you just fine, dude.
I hear you just fine. You sound beautiful.
What I was going to say, but you guys kept talking over me, was in all serious. Besides my shot at Lone Star's silly jacket design, the thing that he did after this was the thing that actually was the only thing I would consider offensive, because it's just really stupid. The burning it on a grill and naming the video "The Final Solution," and that was just really dumb.
That was him.
There's no way to
doubling down,
sugarcoat
right?
it.
That was a
really
copy
stupid.
though. He was trolling people, but yeah, I get you.
It was a little silly, but
A little bit.
Yeah.
Cat
Are we
isn't
allowed
here,
to
by the
say
way.
that without all of Comicsgate coming down on us and lashing us? Or
Yeah, I think it's probably something he didn't do. But then again, with his comment here, because he's commenting to that thing we just read from Dave Johnson, he says, "Were you mad when Larson did it to Kirby?" So maybe what happened here was Mike saw that Kirby did it, and he thought it was be a way to get some attention and kind of piggyback on it. There might have been that involved as well. So obviously it's being blown out of proportion. I think LaBoucher and I had said was we don't care. Kat's here. Hello, Kat. And everyone's saying hello to Kat. It's Mama. Jordan? No. Down, boy. Pixel Trader says the signature was the biggest issue I have with the situation. It's a fair point.
He didn't say "mama." He said "ma'am."
English teacher.
I shall read things as I wish them to be seen, sir. Thank you very much.
You tell that to your Japanese students. Tell them just to read things as they wish them to be seen.
Well, come on, it's much funnier to say.
Am I going to be able to communicate with any of these kids? Are they
Come
going
on
to
a
be
second
like,
now.
"Hello, Booster-san, Mr. Tsunami, yes"?
Now you don't see the comedy of me making that mama instead of ma'am.
I do.
Oh, I got me a kiss. See, my wife loves me. You guys can all go to hell. Straight to hell.
She means straight to heck.
Wait, doesn't he teach doctors English too? Oh
I do.
no!
I do.
Pass the shovel, please.
I do.
It's getting worse all the time.
I have a whole doctor's class on Mondays. Actually, it's awesome.
Oh no!
Jordan, I thought so. You got to pile on, huh, Jordan? See, this is what happened to Mike. See, now I'm on Mike's side. I understand how it feels now. I get it. What is this? But they continue their little Twitter spat. Why do these guys bother on this? No idea what you're referring to, Mister Whataboutism. You are a prick, dude. All right. Then Mike continues. He
These
says,
are the people that did not get punched enough as children. That's what
Probably,
happens right
yeah.
there.
It's true. Your complaint is that I drew over a dead man's work, made it my own character, and wanted to profit from it. No. Eric did that with Kirby. Did you care? I don't like that comment though, Mike. Your complaint is that I drew over a dead man's work. Ooh, goodness
You
gracious.
should not use that term.
Yes, dude. Dave continues. This is we're interesting looking at this back because I don't usually read Twitter, but hey, let's go for it. You claimed that Ringo drew your character and signed his name as if he did. He didn't. He drew Spider-Man. Henceforth, even your friends have called you out for it. Just apologize. Blah, 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 whatever that means.
What would Jesus do?
What would Jesus do? Oh, really, Mister Devil Pig
Yeah.
666?
Yeah, he's totally thrown.
Jesus would draw in the sand. That's what he would do. That was the breadth and the width of his artistic endeavors.
Or if you read the Gnostics and a priest is coming up to you on the Sabbath and says to Jesus, baby Jesus, and he says, you know, you're not supposed to be working because baby Jesus was sitting by the riverside and he was taking clay and he was creating little birds. He was shaping them, little birds. And the priest was chastising him for doing this on the Sabbath because you're not supposed to work. So what baby Jesus' response was, he simply made the clay birds living and they flew away. If you want to read,
but they don't count. Jester, they're not canon. Just ask the Catholics.
Excuse me. Those are actually older than most of the stuff that they're actually put in the Bible, dude. Those are actually from the time. Anyway, we don't want to get into that conversation. Mike Miller says, no, I didn't. I was 100% transparent in the entire process. I did it live on my YouTube channel. So stop lying, pig.
Oh man.
Benihana strikes, baby. Benihana's on it. Oh damn, dude. I love that, dude. This is a great little conversation between them. I get why people enjoy Twitter, but it's just for your own benefit. Stay away.
The same people probably enjoy lots of alcohol and other things, but you have to know your limits.
This is true. This is true. But it sounds like their spat continues. There's a Superman and a lighter, and I don't get it.
That's an Ultraman.
It's an Ultraman and a lighter, and I don't get it.
He's gonna say, "I'm gonna burn your crap, dude."
So this is a Dave Johnson. Oh, I get it. I get it now.
I'm gonna spend $30 to light your stuff on fire.
Oh my god!
All right. I disagree with naming it the final solution, but I totally agree with all of this Twitter stuff. This is Mike at his best.
He's having fun, is what he's doing. With sketches to burn, so long as he paid a $20 commission fee. Oh goodness. So, Abacus Mike wants to burn a 5-minute con sketch of mine. Ha! Hey Mike, let's cut out the middleman. Just pay me $20 for 5-minute sketch, and I'll keep you supplied in material to keep your family warm all this winter. It's a win-win.
Wah, wah, wah.
They're starting to get a little pissy here. Starting to get a little pissy.
I don't think Mike's family is a lot bigger than that.
Yeah, well, you need more.
Oh
than
yeah,
$20. Yeah.
He's got like what, 12 kids now?
Okay, let me see here. So, okay, Abacus Mike, I'm a man of my word. I drew a 5-minute Lodestar sketch and I put it up on eBay. Get your lighter ready. Okay, we gotta check it out. Let's check it out.
Wait. It might not be safe for work. Just oh no.
Oh, these are all fine. Yeah, it's just the head. All right, I didn't do that. By the way, don't blame me. Don't yell at me. That's definitely Booster's fault. He took control of the system.
I tried to warn you multiple times.
Look how much it's going for right now.
I don't care.
That is
okay, how much is it going for? Let me go check it out.
Yeah. How much can I buy?
$531. Jeez,
oh yeah.
Man.
Oh, you're taking the piss now.
They are.
Who does he owe specifically $531? Eh?
I think it's just been auctioned up to that, dude. Kat says, it's totally fine if we end up scrolling through Twitter. Oh, okay. Beowulf says, Mike doesn't pull punches. Even when it looks like he is, he's just backing up to get a run-up. Lodestar, squat, Ren, whoo. Okay, I don't know what that means. But okay. They're definitely getting pissy now, dude. Not
But
safe for work, but Dave kept his word. Lol. See, that's good. See, he's
well,
being good natured. This Dave guy, he's not being good natured. He's getting angry.
He's he's being very feminine. Let's put it that way. Very passive aggressive, whereas Mike's clearly just having fun with him.
It's true.
yeah.
Dave, if it gets taken down, I'll still give you $20 for it. You could try and sell it on Friday night auctions on my YouTube channel. Until we'll start covering. Actually, he probably would make money on that. People get a kick out of it. $531 on the bid. Yep. Congratulations, Dave. Your mocking me is of more value to your fans than any of the work you put real effort into. Lol. Oh, ow, ow. Ooh.
Oof.
Meanwhile,
Yeah,
on
he can only.
eBay.
Oof.
Damn, Mike. Painful.
I like that last one was what I was thinking. The last thing Mike said, I said, "Sorry, it's my involvement that's worth $500." That's a burn.
It is a burn. All right, so once again, a big nothing burger, but Twitter. I have to say though, Mike does have a really good, sharp sense of humor. I like it. But Pixel sells still more than Mike can make on his Friday auctions. Ha ha ha. I don't know. I've never watched his auction show. How much does he make for those pieces?
I haven't watched it either.
Well, that's enough of that. That whole thing kind of came together real nicely here. This connection between these two, which there is no connection. Oh, let's look one more time. We're looking. Okay.
Streaky.
Nice. So streaky. I don't care about the cat.
I love her.
She is gorgeous, dude. That face, man. This is because this is, it's a beautiful girl, but it's actually that face, man. Talk about capturing a moment of emotion. Really good job, dude. Really good job.
Yeah, if you go to his Instagram, he's fantastic. He's a master.
Yeah,
Definitely.
I'll get lost in his Instagram and time just flies by because I'm just in there just pouring over his work. It's
Should
amazing.
get a hold of him and see if we can't get him on as a guest, man. Love to talk to this guy.
Oh yeah.
We should. He actually has a picture on his Instagram, a Stan Lee drawing that's spectacular. I'm looking at it right now.
I'm writing
He's
it
really
down
good.
right now. Art Germ. Let me see. I'm going to try to get a hold of him and see if I can't get him on the show.
There you go. Do it.
Do it.
Do it.
Here is his
Right.
Instagram. I'm going to put it in the chat here.
Oh, sweet. Thank
There
you.
you go.
He got 400 something for one piece the other night. Then EVS beat him with a four drawing. Pixel says, oh, okay, that's still pretty good. $400. I mean, that's it's good. It's money. Mike needs money. All right, let's come over here in this next article here. Now, this is kind of interesting here. This Ellen Page girl, which we saw play Kitty Pryde. She is a well-known lesbian. She loves to go on talk shows and talk about scissoring and stuff like that. She's a silly little child. But she is Ellen Page targets Chris Pratt for attending infamously anti-gay LGBTQ church. Now, I saw the whole news layout on this. This is stupidity, right?
Hang on one second.
Speaking of stupidity,
yeah, she didn't go after him for attending a church, but a church. Apparently, that's how well the editors are at this website.
Yes,
that's how good they do.
God damn it, John F. Trent.
Yes.
Once again, Trent knocks it out of the park with that hard-hitting journalism.
Once again, Chester's reading it as it should be written. Okay? Thank you.
You're matrixing, Chester. It's called matrixing.
I am. Thank you very much. Now, here's the layout of this before we get into the story and everybody can give their opinions and such. And we'll see what Mr. Trent has to say because I'm sure he's full of it because that usually is the fact. Or not. Actually, I don't mind Trent so much. But he does do this bounding into comics and some of his stuff. It isn't him that's the problem so much as the stuff he's reporting on, I think. But let's not get into that. But this church that they're talking about, it is one of those super churches that are international chain churches, right? They're one of these just big old commercial things. It's not like your little hometown church. It's like a mega church that has, chains all over.
The corporate churches. They're a joke. In all honesty, you really want me to get into that, but that's what it is. He goes to these big like corporate feel good churches type deal.
Yeah, well, it's good for a place to socialize and networking and stuff. They do have their value. But that's what it is. It's a commercial I went to church, feel good type of mega things with big bands and things like that. Which we're not going to get into that conversation. But Chris Pratt is a member of that. Cool, rock on. Now this church has had a couple of issues in its past. One of them was before it became a mega church. It was a smaller church in Australia, I believe, and there was a couple of bad things happen. But the problem is, the church itself doesn't have any kind of issues. It has had a couple of little issues on the side that are somewhat scandalous, of course. But it's not the church itself. So to blame this big mega mammoth thing for some kind of evil corruption that happened before it was a big mammoth thing and before Chris Pratt joined it for sure, and for some of the bad actions of some of its members or even some of its management, it's not really fair. The church itself isn't the problem. But that's just the layout. So let's see what Mr. Trent here has to say. Access Ellen Page targets Chris Pratt for attending what she describes as an infamously anti-LGBTQ church. Well, now, Mrs. Page, or Miss Page, or whatever you want to call yourself, it's a church. Therefore, of course, it's anti-gay and lesbian. They're Christians. You're not supposed to do that stuff.
What?
You mean wait a minute. Wait a minute. You mean the Bible that has like 30 something condemnations of homosexuality in it? These Christians are against homosexuality? That doesn't even make sense.
No,
Now you're
it's
just
just
talking
weird.
crazy.
Just odd. Why don't you be like some of those more modern churches, which actually have lesbian female priests and all that stuff? Yeah, but I mean,
Yeah.
it's not a matter of whether you agree with it or not. It's just Christianity. To be honest with you, the Christians, modern Christians, are far more tolerant of these kind of things than certain other religions, which we probably shouldn't talk about because we will most certainly get a
Mhm,
social strike on us because you can't mention them
mhm.
at all. Nevertheless, so she's going on and I have no meat, no sugar, no alcohol, and it was actually amazing. It was really cool. So Pratt is simply talking about his experience and he enjoyed it. Okay. Following the discussions of his fast, Pratt talked about how his church, what he never names in the interview, actually helped him deal with the pressure of fame. Sweet, good for you, dude. Nice to hear it. Uh, then Ellen Page
I mean,
says, "Okay, but this church is infamously anti-LGBTQAZZWYZ, so maybe address that
oh,
too."
you nosy C word.
Hmm.
Oh, that's such a bitch thing to do.
My fifis.
Correct.
It's like it has nothing to do with you
Yeah.
going around like mumming up the place.
I'm
Like,
sure.
oh,
I'm sure Mr. Pratt is hardcore anti-gay. He wants to string them up, throw them off.
disavow.
I'm
I'm
sure.
sure that's definitely his worldview. Definitely.
But here's the thing with these people that they just don't understand. And Kat says Chris Pratt equals love, and she got a heart over there. Oh, he is a handsome fella. But here's the thing about religion. Uh, Let them be. Then they're not hurting you. Uh, and when you talk about people having any opinions and doing things that you don't like, well, what about what you're doing? You do realize that the vast majority of the population of this planet would condemn Miss Page for her lesbianism, right? But yet you are free to talk about what you think is right and true, but other people aren't. It's this double standard that these people have, and they can't see it at all.
Hmm. Well, even if they do see it, they don't care. They think they've convinced themselves that they're morally right, so that's all that matters. Even if they're factually wrong, which a certain politician just recently said, that's fine as long as they're morally right. I don't know what that means, but sure.
Although he does put down his belief though. He says he adds that I do believe God's word is clear that marriage is between a man and a woman. The writing of the Apostle Paul in Scripture on the subject of homosexuality are clear, and I have mentioned in previous public statements. Yeah, I mean, if you're a Christian, that's just what it is, man. He would add that I love and accept people on a personal level, and if I lived next to a gay couple, I would treat them with the same embrace I would any other neighbor, because, surprise, surprise, not all my neighbors think like me. Everyone has the right
Oh
to
my.
pursue happiness. I may totally disagree with you on what will bring people true happiness, and I will always teach and preach according to my personal convictions and the teachings of Scripture. But I cannot make other people's choices for them, and quite frankly, I don't want to. That's not my job. Even God created humanity with a free will, and it says in the Bible very clearly that judge not, lest you be judged, because that is God's job, right? Just to add that little bit. But yeah, go on, Mr. Pratt. Sweet.
That was a very good statement.
No, was that him or was that the pastor of that church?
No, that's him.
I think that was the
That's Chris
pastor.
Pratt.
Scroll back up real quick.
That's Houston.
It said he would
Yeah.
add. It said
Yeah, no,
It's-
this is
Houston would go on to
Houston
declare
Oh,
that
yes,
all
yeah,
tongues
my
are
apologies.
spoken of.
yeah, okay.
Yeah,
oh yes.
I don't think you're ever going to get Chris to acknowledge that publicly because he's
Oh,
not
I
an
see.
idiot. But if he is as much of a Christian as he claims to be, he probably 100% agrees with that statement. It's pretty accurate. I would disagree with this modern version of Christianity that says Christians aren't allowed to judge when Jesus himself commanded Christians to judge in righteousness. But that's another topic for
I
another
get what
day.
you're saying, dude. Yeah, that's true.
Well,
That
and
is
just
true.
to clarify that judgment is about judging other people's sins. It's not making judgments. You can't live your life without making judgments. So
Correct.
Yep. Yeah. No, I
Yeah.
think this is the perfect statement. You're basically saying,
Yeah.
hey, live and let live. I'm happy to interact with the world in any way I can and enjoy people and be friendly and stuff. But in the end, I do believe in God, what God says, and that's important to me, right? Just to summarize this, and it is the way you should say it. It is the way you should be, and I have no problem. See, here's the big thing though. Me personally, I have no problem with homosexuality at all. I don't care. They can do whatever they want, whatever makes you happy, right? For me personally,
Correct.
but when it comes down to it, the thing is, you know, stop, stop worrying about what everybody else is doing, more particularly who they're sleeping with, and worry more about simply interacting with people in a peaceful manner, because that's what it comes down to. You do whatever makes you happy, you believe whatever you want to believe, but just in the end, don't hurt anyone along the way. I mean, how hard is that? It's pretty damn simple, I think.
It is. The saddest thing, though, really, is that Kitty Pryde and Peter Quill aren't a couple like they were in the comics.
No.
Okay, awkward,
Yes.
awkward silence. But hey, just trying to lighten it up.
I agree.
Well, anyway, I mean, we could go on and on in this article, but I think we've covered what we need to cover in it. Chris Pratt has a right to be Christian, and you have a right to be a lesbian. How about that? Let's leave it at that and move on, okay? Let's see. Next one here. There's not much to say here. Star
Oh,
Wars
boy.
Galaxy Edge is going to be so
Wait,
big, Disney
you mean
isn't
that-
even bothering to market it.
You mean that dead brand that Disney killed? Oh, okay.
Huge.
That Disney not
Huge.
only killed so bad that they literally took Toys R Us down with them? Oh, okay. Cool.
The
Toy
happiest
Story, man.
place on earth.
Happiest place. Hey, you can get alcohol in the cantina though. That's something.
I'd pack a flask.
Ho, ho, ho. But
I
this
got the
article,
cantina one.
this article's talk about some of their more recent launches and things that they've been doing in the park, and it just kind of go. If you want to read it, go check it out. I think for me in general, it's just we know from articles we've covered here on just our channel that they're having a lot of trouble. Disney has increased ticket prices. They have made many adjustments, many things with this Galaxy Edge. They've been really talking about it. So to sit here and say that they're not bothering marketing is ridiculous. They are marketing the hell out of this thing. They haven't really started throwing the big money down for TV ads and stuff yet, which they probably will. But
Well,
aside from the debacle of the Star Wars movies, are you guys interested in possibly checking out the Galaxy's Edge?
No. Star Wars is completely dead to me.
Nope.
They killed it when they murdered Luke Skywalker.
Yep.
yeah, I don't know if I really want to spend $1,000 to go to
After
Disney.
after the second part of Infinity War, whatever they're calling it, I'm done with anything related to Disney. I'll never purchase anything from them again.
Yeah, no, they really have screwed the pooch. It's true. Let me come over here, chat, and not neglect them. Beowulf says, for two people in a room, and you're going to have a couple of issues. That's people. It's true. Humans are humans. Tim Guerreri, I hope I did that right. Joshua Middleton has been doing the Batgirl variants. Okay. Dave Johnson just did a badass Deathstroke variant cover. Very Steranko, I like. It's very Steranko like. I guess it's an artist whose name I don't know. But yeah, no, Dave Johnson's a good artist. That's not the issue at all. And unlike the other side, we can acknowledge good work from people who are annoying. Jordan, they can't take their own medicine. No, they can't. Beowulf just clapping for Mr. Pratt. Go Pratt. Model 3 says, "Hey Chester, ERT said it's time to show it down. I don't shoe it down. I don't know what that means, but okay."
Shut it down, he's saying. He's talking about our stream. Apparently, EOTs is trying to stream. And I simply told him that EOTs can meet us on the field of battle.
hmm
Bring your blade. I will bring my saber. I will meet you by the cherry blossom tree where we will face down. It will be a glorious battle.
Okay. Fine. And we'll be off of here in a minute, dude. We always FanSpeak is always about hour and a half, 2 hours, dude.
Battle!
Battle. So, Jordan says, "Rest in peace, Star Wars and Toys R Us." Benedict Yates says, "Happiest place on earth. That's Sans Luis Obispo. Ask Oprah." Wow, I butchered that. Beowulf. "The only time I ever think about Star Wars anymore is when someone brings it up to rag on it. It literally plays no part in my life anymore. It's dead to me, dude. It is very, very true." Good Dog Press, Manny is here. He says, "Aloha, we bird friends." Hey, what's going on, Manny?
Aloha, we
Yeah.
good dog press.
Yeah. Well, you do
Who
know
let the rodent in? Where's the cat?
well, now I'm. It is interesting to me that Manny comes in chat a lot, and we do appreciate it, of course. But it does. Isn't he in the Facebook group, dude? Can he jump on here anytime he wants?
No, he isn't.
Why isn't he?
He's in the Discord though.
He's in the Discord. There you go.
I know
So
he's.
why don't you
Yeah.
come over here, sir?
Hang on.
Is
Let
he-
me get my bodysuit on. Hang on. If the
I
rodent's gonna
don't-
show up.
I don't think Manny knows how to use the Discord.
Really? He's in several places in the Discord.
here he
He's
is.
used it before when we do the fan edition of Drone Recorded. But anyway, you're always welcome, Manny. You don't have to stay in the chat. You can come over here and talk to you. People would like to hear your voice, But anyway, thanks for coming, dude. Yeah, okay, I guess screw it, isn't he? Is the general thing of the day. Now, I do have a couple of articles here that are actually coming from our Swedish friend in FanSpeak. He has put these on, so thank you very much. Aquaman spinoff, The Trench in development. Ooh. Now,
Ooh.
this is a very teeny article here, but an Aquaman spin-off film centered on the villainous monsters The Trench is in works at Warner Brothers, according to the Hollywood Reporter. The film, which will reportedly take a horror-fueled tone and be set in the home realm of The Trench, will carry a somewhat lower budget. Screenwriters Noah Gardner and Aidan Fitzgerald are reportedly penning this script. The principal cast of Aquaman is not expected to appear in the purported film. No release date was reported.
Okay.
No, I don't mind
That's an
that so
odd
much.
idea, but sounds
Ah,
cool.
It could be cool.
It's not gonna. It's not gonna happen.
You don't think?
Yeah,
so?
it'll probably get canceled, but it is a pretty cool idea. It would
yeah.
be great if
I
they
thought
expanded it
Aquaman
that
wasn't
way.
going to happen.
And it
And
did.
look
Yeah.
how
I'm
that
glad
turned out.
it happened. It was great.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it yet. I'm going to go check it out next week. I think maybe. Maybe I'll celebrate the launching of Tales from Beyond the Gate on Valentine's Day by going to see Aquaman. That'd be really cool. But my wife and I definitely want to see it. But that's interesting. We'll see. I think a horror take would be good. I kind of like that New Mutants that Fox was working on, doing a very horror take on it. I thought that was a great idea. But not
What would
everyone
be-
agrees.
What would be cool is if this does come out and then it's the storyline continues into another Aquaman film.
Ah, there you go. Setting something up with a smaller film to come into a bigger film. I wonder if they've done that before.
Right?
Next and last, Ortiz. So after this one, you can go ahead and stream, dude. Wildstorm and CrossGen alum James Rochelle dies at 48.
Oh no.
Sad news.
That's a shame.
Now, I've actually seen this guy's face before. And colorist James Rochelle died on Saturday, February 2nd, 2019, at the age of 48. Dude, that's how old I am. That's not good, dude. Rochelle worked
Yeah,
as a
that's
colorist for 25 years, debuting in the industry with 1994's Gen 13, which I like Gen 13, with
Yeah,
multi-year stints at
That's
Wildstorm,
far too
Cross-Gen
young.
Comics. It's way too young, dude. And
Far
Wallace
too
working
young.
freelance. Saddened to hear of the
he should have
unexpected
had
loss.
40 more years in him, actually,
He should have had,
to live
yeah.
it to the about the average age. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And I live over here in Japan. The average age is more toward 90, but yeah, and
Yeah.
to be honest, our generation is going to be, we're going to have seen a lot of people go over 100 in our generation, and our children's generation will be even higher. There are medicines and things coming out that are definitely going to push the human lifespan up a good 20 to 50 years, actually, uh, maybe even more.
Hmm.
We'll see how that goes. But it just talks about his life here a little bit. But I think the general thing is I've definitely seen his art before, his coloring before. I've definitely seen his face before, unless he just has one of those faces. But yeah, dude, 48 years old. That's ridiculous, man. That's way too young. Like,
that's too young to say how he passed. Was it the Big
well,
C?
let me check real quick. Colorist, book company, three, No, no, nothing here on how he passed. And they usually don't put those things in there, to be honest with you. It's not
Hmm.
usually something said. But man, sad to see you go, and uh, safe passage, sir. And of course, condolences to his family and losses. But we've seen a lot of people who are directly connected to the comic world pass away in the past half year or so, right? Of course, the biggest one being Stan Lee. But yeah, there's been a die off of sorts, and it's unfortunate. But it
Yeah,
is,
it's a real
especially
shame.
this. It's a real shame. Well, anyway, guys, that is the show we have for today. So yes, rest in peace, James Rochelle. I Jordan says, but we appreciate you guys coming over here and joining us as you do every day, and we always try to keep it entertaining and talk about the things that we think are interesting. And of course, we'd like to hear from you. What do you think is interesting? Leave comments down below, or contact us on our FanSpeak page on Facebook, or just use those links down below to contact me and tell me directly. Not only would we love to have more of you come on the show and share your voices and your icons with us, but we also want to hear what you think about ideas for improving the show and moving forward. This is something that we're really enjoying doing. We're having a lot of fun with our friends here, and of course, we are just fans, right? So we want to have a better show. So if you can help us out with that, we certainly appreciate it. But anybody here have anything closing comments they want to make?
Nope.
Nope. Silence.
Nope.
Not a single bit of help from any of you.
Yeah.
Well, I guess next week on Drawn Cord Fan Edition, we're going to do a Geek Tales from Beyond the Gate special. So we'll have a bunch of artists who are working on the anthology that
Mhm.
a lot of us are a part of competing. So come check that out.
Mhm. Yeah, no, that's going to be really cool. And of course, it's going to be a Valentine's Day special. So I think the PG-13 plus is definitely coming into effect. Just so you guys
Oh,
know.
Yeah, boy.
Yeah, boy.
hold up.
We're definitely going female, that's for sure, because it is in rotation. And you might ask, Chester, did you plan that? Because you do male, female, male, female. Did it actually work out that Valentine's Day would actually have a female on it? Do you understand the levels of my deviousness? I don't know.
Oh
It's
no.
all coincidental.
It's all coincidental.
What is the? Do you have a topic for it, or is it just going to be females?
Oh, we're gonna take.
Ladies.
We take off the theme that the pros go with, but we're gonna twist it female no matter what they do, right? So we'll stick to the theme that they're doing. But
Mm-hmm.
in general, we're gonna have all the artists that are involved in the project. Which, of course, the Tales from Beyond the Gate is a huge project. It's the first project that has so many different people from across the indie revival group, Gate, anything falls under the umbrella of Comics Gate. It's just a huge. It's the first time they're all coming together in a project, and that's what Tales from Beyond the Gate is. You have a lot of these artists you've been watching on the streams, like Manny that's in here, and of course John, and we got Bill here as well. We have writers, we have pros as well that are coming to join us, like Mike Barron and James Hudnall, and of course Ethan and John Malin as well. But yeah, this is a really cool project. It's a very gigantic, big project. So having a nice kickoff, because of course it is launching on Valentine's Day, having that big kickoff with the fan edition is going to be a lot of fun. So I hope you guys all come over there and join us for that, because that is certainly interesting. But other than that, guys, thank you very much. Just keep in mind that tomorrow we're going to be having our show at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, as always, where we're talking about comics we like. What are you reading that you're having fun with? Because a lot of times over here we'll have things we joke about and things that are kind of negative and silly, but we want to talk about that stuff that makes us smile as well. It's the things that makes us comic book fans, right?
Daredevil.
For you, it's Daredevil, and particularly Mark Waid's Daredevil. Who you love most?
No, he never wrote Daredevil. I keep trying to tell you.
Goodness gracious. Anyway,
I always wanted to go to Egypt.
Are we going to end the show with a good
Egypt?
sentiment?
Yes, we are.
It was a Nile joke. A denial joke.
A denial. Ah,
Oh,
goodness
Denali,
gracious.
oh.
DeWolf, actually. It's more of a DeWolf.
Wow.
All right, so who wants to give the words of wisdom and the Denali Lama-ness for today? Who wants to do that?
Every action is measured by the depth of the sentiment from which it proceeds.
Wow. And not a touch of comedy at all.
No.
What am I paying you for? All right, guys. Namaste.
Namaste.
And, thank you very much. Later, everybody.
Don't die.
Flat Earth is real.